Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Labor Day weekend. I hope you're off for Labor Day. I hope you're off for Monday. I know I am. And that means absolutely nothing because I'm still going to be here doing a reading for you. So, Monday morning, I will still be doing this, regardless of whether or not it's Labor Day. So, this reading it's full scale Friday, which means I do a big reading. Looks like a personal reading, one of those private readings I talk about doing. And it's going to cover today, tomorrow, and Sunday. This has been a weird week. It's been a hell of a week. I know some of you have had a worse week than others. Some of you have gotten pretty beat up. One second, I forgot. I need to get my eyes. I completely forgot about putting my eyes on just now. And how I forgot that, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, boy. So it is the weekend. I hope whoever got caught in the path of that hurricane is doing well. I hope you're doing okay. I'm still keeping you in my prayers. Yes, I do that. I do that with my gods. I communicate with them regularly, each and every day. And this is one of the ways I do it. Like I said, it's only one of the ways. Anyway. Let's get down to business, shall we? Because we got a long way to go. So starting with our guide. Who is it? We got Valkyries for our guide today. Some of us have suffered some pretty heavy casualties, whether that was to property or anything else. It's never fun, I can tell you that. I've been through hurricanes in the past, and let me tell you, it's not a fun time. But here's the thing. This is about you being the hero of your own story again. Let me tell you something about heroes. Heroes and heroines are not instantly good at everything. They are not handed positions. Those positions are well earned. They don't get to where they are without struggle. It's as simple as that. Not everyone can be the superhero. Some people are. Not everyone can be the rock star. Some people are. This isn't about whether or not you're going to stack up in someone else's life. This is about you stacking up in your own. Remember, this is your story we're telling. It's my story, it's your story. It's your story. You over there watching, it's your story. That's what we're telling. A story that cannot be a collective without it having individuals ready to step up and be the hero of their own story. And that's what that card's about. So let's look at our spirit animal and see who that is. Who is behind the curtain? The parrot. Watch your words. Now, this does not mean I am a champion of policing your speech, but I will say this. Sometimes your speech will have consequences, so be very careful. Be selective about what it is you're saying, and watch. Some things will improve for you, others will, well, you'll figure that out. I really don't see this card that much, do we? But here's where watching your words becomes absolutely important, because what is it you're telling yourself? What messages are you repeating? See, parrots mimic sounds around them, and when this spirit appears, it's time to be more mindful of your self-talk and its qualities. Jeez. Yeah, I really need to watch my words. I'm mixing them now. Qualities. So what do you say to others, and are you repeating what you truly believe? See, here's the thing. No matter how you speak, that can become a habit. So, I try to bring you messages of positivity every morning. These are messages that I personally believe, whether in whole or in part, mostly in whole. Because if if you're generous with your compliments and thanks and affirming all that's good, so that your loving, healing words will be heard throughout the entirety of the world, cutting through the noise and inspiring others, listening for the words that remind you of all the strength, abundance, and joy in your life and in the world around you, and then repeat them, affirming what is real, true, and nurturing to the soul, well, then the universe will reflect that back to you. Will reflect back to you the story you tell. So that's the thing. So really kind of be mindful of the beliefs you've internalized. Be mindful of the things that you speak. I hear people all the time, and this is stuff like this is the reason I kind of stepped back from social media quite a bit, except to bring you this every morning. The reason I stepped back was because so many people are in so many arguments right now. Everybody wants to be right. And I'm of the mind that I don't have to be. There are some things people say that I agree with. There are some things people say that I absolutely do not agree with. But what I've come to learn is, just because I don't agree with someone doesn't mean I absolutely must prove them wrong. As a matter of fact, I actually spoke, this was a while back, with a pastor, a Christian pastor. We got along pretty well. And what I learned from it was, I would rather see where we have something in common rather than what separates and divides us. We're all going to go to our little things. Some of us are going to go into action movies, some into drama, some into romantic comedies, and others into just plain comedy. But that doesn't mean that the person going into the action movie is wrong. It just means that they enjoy a different type of movie or TV show than I do. I love action movies. I love horror movies. Old horror movies. The old Universal classic monster movies. There are some modern movies I like. There are some movies from the 90s that I love, and they're mindless action movies, and I don't care. I don't care if they're full of bravado and macho bullshit. I just don't care. I love them. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, one of my absolute favorite movies. It's just a dumb buddy action flick. And people are like, oh, how could you like that? It's so toxically masculine. Yes, it is. And that you know what? I'm going to watch it. It doesn't mean you have to. It just means I'm gonna. Okay, so what for the mind? That's something else. What are we taking into the mind and the spirit? What are we taking into the body? Because if it is garbage, it will become garbage out. I'm serious. So, I like garbage movies. I'm not gonna lie. I like garbage movies. I like some garbage music too. Anyway, it's fun to indulge that just a little bit sometimes. Anyway, so what does our mind need for this weekend? Got that 8 of Wands popping up. We got the Death card. And we got a Page of Wands. So it looks like we have some fire, some serious, creative, explosive energy to start out. But something's going to need to kind of pass away here. And just like parrots, I think death is pointing at the parrot when we say we need to watch what it is we're saying. And then we've got that Page of Wands kind of standing there, looking out over the horizon and all that awaits him. But you know what has to die for that page to start making his journey? His laziness. It's that simple. As a matter of fact, we have this quick action, that forceful movement there, and that Eight of Wands. But again, something is going to be passing away. Possibly, and like I said, this is in the mental state here. So this is in, we have to start killing off some of the thoughts that we have. I can't do this, I can't do that, nope, that's not for me. Guess what? The hero or the heroine always says, I can do that. And then does everything they can. And if they can't do it, they enlist help from people who can teach them. That way, the next time they see that thing, they could go, yeah, I can totally do that. And they can say it with confidence. See what I'm saying? And then that page, that kicks the page off on a, again, there's that confidence popping up, that curiosity, that sense of exploration. But again, pointing to the parrot again, we need to watch what we tell ourselves. More importantly than anything, watch what you tell yourself. If you're like, geez, I'm screwed. Oh man, I'm fucked. Well, it might be true, but did you just stop yourself from doing everything you could? You might have. So for the body, we have King of Coins. That is our champion right there. That's our John Cena. You know. Da 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 da. Oh, look at him. He's like, I've got this, right? You've got it too. So that this weekend, you've got this. We also have the Magician, master of his own realm. Mastery of all of the elements. You know why? Because the Magician tells themselves, yeah, I can do that. And then does everything they can to learn how to do it. And then we have the Sun. A lot of major arc. We've got this kind of equally comprised of major and minor arcana today. Your relationship to the world is getting pretty epic. But we're going to come into a weekend where there's going to be some revelation, I think. Some serious revelation. And right now, if you're in the frame of mind that you're the hero in your own story, you're the heroine in your own story, forget anyone who has made you the villain in their story. Just wrap yourself in it, lean into it. Those people will run away, I think, if they know it's good for them, because if they stand in your way, it's not a good idea. Right now, alchemizing yourself, getting into those meditations, really kind of coming into that self-mastery. That's where it's going to count, because when this comes up, these two things should be in harmony right now. Okay? You should be able to approach this revelation with confidence. Again, watch what you're telling yourself and watch what you're telling others. Because when this comes up, if you're going, oh, we're fucked. If you hear somebody say that, you'd be like, not exactly. Things are going to get weird for a while, yeah. But if you're prepared for them, you shouldn't have a problem. So for the spirit, we do have this Four of Coins here. We have a Tower. Is something shaking your belief? Are you holding on to something that you probably shouldn't? That's what it's looking. And finally we have this Two of Wands. Okay, Now we really need to have a talk. What are you feeling conflicted about right now? What are you looking at right now and saying, no, no, this is mine, you can't have it? Because you're holding something back. I can tell. It's not looking good. You're very, very possessive right now. Very possessive in your spiritual standing. And it's going to cause this tower event to happen. Remember, you're coming upon a period of revelation here, and that's going to cause this. But you're awfully conflicted. You have a serious choice to make, and that's what's kind of eating you up inside. And that choice is not going anywhere. That choice is not going anywhere. You're going to have to make it. And you're going to have to proceed forward. Proceeding forward is not as difficult as it sounds. In fact, the hardest part is just making the choice and going with it. If something is shaking your faith right now, maybe it's time to examine it. If something's shaking your faith in humanity, it's time to examine it. If your belief was in something like government, really time to examine that. If it's in your, this is in your spiritual center here. Okay, you're coming upon a tower moment. You're questioning your own beliefs. And guess what? It doesn't necessarily mean your religion. Everybody has a belief in something. I believe I'll have more tea later. Get me? I'm not questioning that. You want to know why? I have full faith, based on past experience, that I'm going to have another cup of tea before I go to work while I'm editing all this. Anyway, this is what's going to be most important to you, because this is your weak spot. Not everything is looking very strong this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, Labor Day is a day of rest. That is to honor the, I want to say the American working man and woman. But I'm doing this for a worldwide audience. So if you bust your ass at some 8-hour, 12-hour job, if you are rocking and rolling and doing it to it, and right now you're feeling pretty beat down, this is the area you should be working on, because you've already gotten the mind and the body. Now you need to sync this spirit up and watch all three just start clicking. Get me? That's seriously important. So focus on this a little bit this weekend. Take some time, meditate. Turn the damn TV off. If you have to, turn this fucking video off. Get off social media for a while. Go play around. Try not to take everything so seriously. Alright. And in order to do that, I think, as I'm always saying, shine on. White light tarot, baby. I had a feeling this was going to be needed. So let's see what we've got for the mind here. We've got Aurora of Gamma. I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? We'll see what our thoughts are looking like in just a minute. We also have, for the body, Vulva of Sather. Sather is a type of magic that was reserved for women in the Norse world. I kid you not. In fact, there's a story of one of King Harold Fairhair's men was practicing Sather, and he found out. He became incensed, and he was like, "What are you doing? Stop that!" And he's like, "Well, if you're worried about me practicing it, maybe you should talk to your own son." Now Harold's really upset, so he got his other son, Eric Bloodaxe, to stage an ambush for his son and all his friends and had them all killed. Yeah, you won't. And Sather is basically just magic. That was seen as an unmanly thing to do back then. Look it up. You'd be surprised. And for the spiritual, we have Pearl of Sharo. So, we don't really work with this deck all that much. Seems we've got a lot of feminine energy in there again. We've had some of that in the tarot and oracles as of late. Well, let's see what we have here. Kind of looks like a metamorphosis going on. Not only that, the cards are in numerical order with 27, 30, and 35. Thinking about playing the lottery? Might want to check out those numbers. Anyway, let's go. We'll see what the book has to say about these, shall we? Okay, so here you go. Right here in the mental, it's time to let go of what has been. You're swiftly outgrowing your past. Explore and commit to a spiritual practice that supports your personal transformation so that you can cross the threshold before you know. Embrace your freedom to be creative in your approach rather than doggedly committing yourself to a previous idea or plans. You have the spiritual intelligence necessary to evolve. Continue your healing journey with trust that is a positive outcome and is imminent. There we go. Creative energy. This is sort of really it lines up so perfectly. You've got that explosive creative energy. Something's got to go, and you're about ready to take that journey, and this is just reinforcing it, ladies and gentlemen. Simple. Now for the body, we have the vulva of Sather. We have outgrown the whole magic is unmanly kind of thing, because guess what? It is a force of nature. And yes, if you needed to kind of give yourself a bit of an advantage, there's nothing wrong with that. Just use it responsibly. So your inner power can heal circumstances in your life, and our world in ways greater than you realize. Journey within to gain clarity and conscious redirection of your inner energies toward that which you wish to manifest. Do not try to control what is happening. Instead, work to bring positive influence to bear so that you may contribute constructively towards shaping the outcome for the greatest good. We keep hearing about that, the greater good. Well, you can't carry that around. It's for the greater good. Well, the greatest good is what we're after. Okay? You do not have a collective without the individual, and the individual's natural state is liberty. And guess what? Once again, right here, the champion must be the master of every aspect of himself. There's going to be a revelation, and guess what? There it is. You need to kind of go a little inward, especially in the physical. Feeling like you need a physical change in something? Now's the time to do it. And finally, we have this pearl. Pearls are beautiful things. I happen to like pearls myself. When you crack open a clam and you see, or an oyster and you see that pearl there, that's beautiful. I often wonder how they do that. I should probably look that up. But here is where it comes. Okay. Remember I said before, you're really holding on to something, and this tower moment is going to shake it to its core. You're going to be faced with a difficult choice, but here's where the pearl comes in. Taking responsibility for your experience empowers you. You're going to resolve an issue through spiritual inspiration and higher guidance. You will rise up in full connection to your spirit and access a wealth of the divine treasure, that which has brought darkness into your world shall submit to the light and be transformed. Have courage and commitment to your awakening, for you are a precious being and can go far on a spiritual path this lifetime. I had a feeling that this deck was going to be very useful today. Was I wrong so far? So far, your weekend's looking to be a very powerful weekend, but you've got to make those choices. Choose wisely, my friends. Choose wisely. For the runes, we have Perthro. Okay? Sorry. You've been here before. You know how this is going to work out. This is something you can approach with confidence. You can take those little calculated risks. We've got Ivaz. This one, I know there's kind of an alternate meaning to things are dying, but it's not really that. This one, no, I've seen it before. Here we go. Okay. Okay, you're about, yep, there it is pointing at that sun again. You're about to experience a brand new beginning. But set your boundaries. Okay? You're going to need them. You can only physically accomplish so much. So, really set those boundaries. Let people know, hey, you know what, if you want this done, I can do it, but I may need your help. Would you be willing to help me, get done what you need to have done? There's a secret. That's a secret if ever there was one. There's your secret weapon for this weekend, isn't it? Finally, we have Avaz, that forward movement again. Like I said, you're going to have to make a choice, and from there, only then can you really, move to any degree. So, do we really need a summary for this one? I'll provide one anyway. So, you're being called to be the hero or heroine of your own story. Your story. You watching this right now. You're the star of your show. You're the champion in the ring. You're strive for that self-mastery. Anything that is going to hinder your creative journey here. Actually, let's not call it creativity. Let's call it what it is. Inspiration. If it is blocking your inspiration, it needs to go. And it needs to go quickly. Sorry. This postnasal drip is kicking my ass. You're about to come into a new revelation. That revelation is going to cause you to have to make some difficult choices. But remember, everything in the light supports you. Just remember, you're going to have to set some boundaries. You're going to have to make those calculated risks. And then you'll be able to move forward. Others will move with you. But whatever you do, keep your focus on the light itself. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. And if you're going through an especially difficult time, know one thing. You can still find me around. Oh, the social media stuff's always kept open. Maybe I'm not there all the time, but I do check in occasionally. I'm not abandoning it, I'm just stepping back from it. Turn off the goddamn TV. Step away from social media. Get right. Listen. Listen to your heart. Listen to your spirit. They will not guide you down the wrong path. Always trust your gut. Do all the things that let that inner light shine. That's the... Look, when it comes to these two things right now, this is crisis. This is a warning. look how peaceful. This is a difficult decision. I'm not going to lie to you. But this will be made so much easier if you do what's lighting you up. You can never lose. The old ways are going to be dead and gone, and you will put up the wall that says, these things can never be part of my life again. You'll find that you'll move a lot faster. I know I just did a summary all over again, but you've got to understand something. I love you, and I just want to see you shine and succeed, and take the final words of advice I give every closing. Shine on.